Hi, my name is Heather Grinstead, and I'm going to discuss some of Farrell's backwards um, backwards teaching models in relation to curriculum planning and instruction. Um, I do not think, as a teacher, that I have adopted so much of the backward uh, teaching teaching and curriculum instruction models, just because I'm not in a grade that does standardized testing. I I develop my lesson plans for sure around state standards, and not so much every single subject on state standards. I teach kindergarten, so for math and for reading, I have to use state standards, and I have to make sure that I hit all the required state standards throughout the school year. So I do use Farrell's um, backwards teaching model and curriculum instruction model in that aspect. Um, Another way that I think that I do use it, and I don't use it all the time, but I do implement it in certain ways because I do use specific assessments in kindergarten where I implement certain things into my lesson plan that I need to assess in my assessments certain times of the school year to see if they are um, retaining and comprehending information that I'm teaching them for report card information that I have to assess. So to an extent, I do use the backwards teaching model, and not all the time. So I guess my answer would be yes and no. Um, Sometimes I use it, sometimes I do not. Sometimes my lesson plans are not always directed, not always focused on a assessment. Um, it's always something that they're going to need. 100% it's something they'll use later. It could be a life skill, though. It could be a social emotional skill. It could be something that I'm not specifically gonna assess or use for an assessment. So it's not always something that I'm going to need to write down. So it's not something that would be used for a backwards planning purpose. As far as the culture and the indicators in the classroom and my teaching effectiveness, the most important things to me, making sure that the students are grasping everything that I'm teaching, making sure that if I'm teaching them something, they are getting it, assessing that and then going back to it and recovering it, uh, going over it again if they're not getting it. That is really important to me. Um, Making sure that I have relationships with the kids. The culture and the community and the climate in my classroom is the most important thing to me. Um, that indicator is something to me that I think is really important for learning. If they're not comfortable, if they don't know that I love them, and if they don't trust me, I don't think that they're going to learn as well. So that is something that I don't think is in any kind of teaching model so much specifically. So I think in the future I would continue to assess: are the kids comfortable? Are they grasping it? Um, am I properly teaching it effectively to reach every kid so that they can receive the knowledge, retain the knowledge, and that I'm teaching it in a way that every kid can get it. So comfort, knowledge retention, all those things, all those indicators are the things that are the most important for me and things that I will continue to do.